Oh my gosh. We're in a bad situation with our running backs. Welcome, addicts. Wanted to try one of these. Has been trying to get into one of these lobbies in a while. This is a 6 team. So we've been doing a few 3 team best ball drafts. This is a 6 team best ball draft. Not sure how I'm going to like this one. I know the 3 teams are really fast and a bit insane. I'm guessing the teams on this one are still going to be pretty crazy. And the strategy goes up a little bit with 6 teams because you do still have to worry about getting sniped at certain tier breaks. So the strategy we're planning on employing here is most likely going to be focusing on punching wide receiver a good bit and loading up on that towards the end of the draft. So if we can get our running back strong early, I would like a top tier tight end if possible, and at least a tier 2 guy at quarterback would be really nice. Because if we get strong at these 3 positions, kind of like going zero wide receiver, I think we can load up with 7 or 8 wide receivers later and still make up for that value. So here we go. I'm on the turn again. So first couple drafts we did get picked near the beginning. Now we're getting near the end in all these recent drafts. So I'm expecting these first 5 picks will probably be running backs between McCaffrey, Barkley, Elliott, Kamara, and Cook. Hopefully one of those guys falls. Maybe someone will jump up and take Michael Thomas. Perfect. So Michael Thomas went at pick 4, which means we'll at least get our pick between. All right, so Alvin Kamara's gone, so we get Dalvin Cook. Happy with that. And then do we take Devontae Adams? No. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. I just think Miles Sanders is going to fall to us. Because Miles Sanders would be who I would take here. Will he fall? Ah. Screw it. We're going to take one wide receiver early, and then we'll worry about running backs for the next couple picks. That might screw us. So again, oh, see Lamar Jackson go really early. Derrick Henry. This is different strategy. I'm not in my element right now, working with 6 teams. Can't really gauge tier breaks right now. So you see Travis Kelce go as well. We'll see if George Kittle comes off the clock here within the next 6 picks. So we see Tyreek Hill, Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders, Julio Jones go. So that sucks. I was really hoping Miles Sanders would fall, but that's the risk you take. Kenyon Drake goes off the board as well. We're really going to have to grab Nick Chubb here for sure. And then George Kittle goes off the board. So we're not getting a top tier tight end. No real reason to do anything other than make sure our running back situation is taken care of. Patrick Mahomes is there. I'm just going to break all the rules in this draft, aren't I? Screw it. We're just breaking all the rules. I just want to see how bad this goes if I break all the rules. Oh my gosh. We're in a bad situation with our running backs. I was really hoping Clyde would fall. If Jonathan Taylor doesn't fall, that's going to be quite depressing. You see what happens when you take wide receiver early. It just screws up your entire draft. So let this be the lesson of the draft. You have to avoid the temptation of taking an early wide receiver. Even in a 16 draft, you already see how quickly the running backs dry up. We still have Jonathan Taylor and Leonard Fournette in tier 5. I think that pretty much solidifies what we need to do. I'm not a huge Leonard Fournette fan this year, but I think he's going to get enough volume. I can't punt running back anymore. I really want DJ Moore here, but because I went with Devontae Adams earlier, we're forcing our hand, and we're also going to have to punt tight end down the line as well. So feeling a little bit better about the running back situation now, but not as happy as I would like to be. I would have taken Miles Sanders instead of Devontae Adams, we could have taken a guy like Chris Godwin and DJ Moore. So it would have changed the entire complexion of the draft. But we'll see. I do have Nick Chubb ranked very high this year. Jonathan Taylor, tons of touchdown upside. Leonard Fournette should have some positive touchdown regression. So I'm good with running back for a little bit. We'll hit some flyer guys later. Let's see what comes back to us at receiver. I doubt DJ Moore falls, so that'll leave us with guys like AJ Brown and Calvin Ridley still alive. Zach Ertz goes off the board. At this point, we've just decided we're going to punt tight end. Maybe take Mark Andrews if he's still here, but nope. So Mark Andrews goes. 3 more picks. There's 3 receivers that we like. As technically there's a few more. Got Robert Woods still there as well. Criminally undervalued. Adam Thielen as well. So there's 5 receivers I'm happy with. Melvin Gordon goes off the board, so we're going to get our pick of a decent bit of the receivers that last. So Thielen's gone. And AJ Brown. So DJ Moore, this makes me feel a lot better about this draft. So DJ Moore falling to us this far is stupid. That shouldn't happen. There's no tight ends worth reaching for here. Le'Veon Bell is still here. James Conner. These guys just have a lot of risk. Rather just take some upside on some guys later. Shore up the receivers. So the next guy in our rankings is Calvin Ridley. So we're going to take Calvin Ridley. I feel like I've drafted him in almost every single one of my drafts thus far. I'm really expecting a huge year from Calvin Ridley and DJ Moore. So liking the receivers on this team, and obviously Patrick Mahomes is a bonus. Not as excited about the running backs, but Dalvin Cook and Nick Chubb could still have phenomenal years. And we'll see what we end up with at tight end. All right, so you saw David Johnson and James Conner go off the board, then Cortland Sutton, Devontae Parker, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray. So Robert Woods is standing out to me as a potential next pick. Dak and Kyler I both like a lot, but with already having Patrick Mahomes, Robert Woods went off the board. So with already having Patrick Mahomes, we're probably not really too concerned about our quarterback position. We'll end up taking 2 in this draft. We're going to have to go the 3 tight end route. If I can get one more solid running back, I'll probably stop at 5 and then just hammer wide receiver. Russell Wilson goes off the board. So lots of quarterbacks coming off the board, which is good for us right now. I was really hoping Robert Woods would fall. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are still here. Would it be stupid to double tap both of them? Well, don't have to make that choice anymore. DK goes off the board. And then David Montgomery. Well, screw it. We're finishing our running backs. We're taking Le'Veon Bell. People hate him right now. I know he has risk, but he should have positive touchdown regression going into the season. At wide receiver, I don't have any DJ Chark yet. He's the next person on our board. Let's go DJ Chark. So it's starting to fill out a little bit better here. Good with having 5 running backs. We might take one more rookie, like a Cam Akers or a J.K. Dobbins, just depending on who ends up falling. We do need to start looking at tight end here pretty soon. Evan Ingram, I think, from a best ball perspective, he's probably going to go before our next pick, but I'm going to talk about him anyway. From a best ball perspective, I think Evan Ingram is one of the more important targets you guys should be looking at. Yes, he's often injured, and if he ends up getting hurt again, no one's going to be surprised. But when he plays, man, does he offer... He offers basically the same positional advantage that you get with a guy like Kittle or Kelsey. But the only reason he goes so late is because of that injury risk that you take with him. But I mean, in best ball, you want maximum ceiling, and I feel like at least at this point in the draft, Evan Ingram is giving us maximum ceiling. We missed out on the upper echelon of tight ends. Got Patrick Mahomes, so if we can get a guy like Evan Ingram and he hits, That's going to make up for the mistake of taking Patrick Mahomes and Devontae Adams early. The receivers also dried up incredibly quickly, at least in terms of our tier 4 and tier 5. So we'll be jumping to tier 6 here pretty soon, but there's plenty of guys there. I'm not reaching for anyone now. You know what we're going to do? We're going to double tap tight end. We're going to take Evan Ingram for all the reasons I just mentioned, but we're also going to take the guy that's right next to him in our rankings and just shore that spot up. Got Hunter Henry right here, and if we can nab a guy like Tyler Higbee later, then great. All right. So we saw a few guys go. Rookie running backs. So J.K. Dobbins, Cam Akers off the board. Brady, A.J. Green, Darius Geis, and then a lot of quarterbacks. John Watson, Josh Allen, Matt Ryan, Hayden Hurst, and then Marquise Brown was who we were going to pick. So I got sniped there. We really need high upside receivers at this point. We missed on him in the last draft, so we'll probably take Marvin Jones in this one. I think we go Brandon Cooks again for all the reasons that we laid out in our previous video, but guy has been nothing but a producer with the exception of last year. Yes, he has concussion risk, but if he hits, he could be the number one wide receiver for Deshaun Watson in in a team where there are a ton of vacated targets. Um, I feel like this whole tier of wide receivers is still going to be here when we swing back around. So we're just going to make sure our tight end position is solid and tap Tyler Higbee. We'll be done with tight end. So strategizing our next 4 picks, we need one quarterback, and the rest will be wide receiver picks. So if tier 6 wasn't so vast, I would have taken 2 wide receivers there. But with Marquise Brown there, we grabbed Brandon Cooks. I'm pretty confident that we'll at least be able to get 2 of guys like Marvin Jones, Darius Slayton, Deontay Johnson, Michael Gallup. All those guys um, typically go around this time. I think we'll at least be able to get 1, possibly 2 of those guys coming back. So I felt like making sure our tight end spot is really good made me feel a little bit better about this team. We're not taking any more running backs. If they fail, we're not going to fix the problem now. Dalvin Cook, tons of upside. Nick Chubb, tons of upside. Jonathan Taylor, love him a lot this year. Leonard Fournette and Le'Veon Bell both have a lot of red flags, but if one of them hits, I'm feeling confident in that. We need a lot of volatility at wide receiver. Devontae Adams gives us a good floor. DJ Moore and Calvin Ridley give us a lot of upside. DJ Chark gives us a lot of upside and a lot of downside, unfortunately, as well. Same thing for Brandon Cook. So I know it's cliche. I'm tired of saying. I know a lot of people are tired of hearing pick volatile receivers in best ball. Of course, you just want good receivers, but at this point, that's what we're shooting for. So I don't think I want to double tap on Will Fuller since we have Brandon Cooks. So we see Michael Gallup go. My fingers are crossed right now for Marvin Jones and Darius Slayton. Those would be the guys I'll end up taking. We'll take a quarterback with one of our last 2 picks. If you go early quarterback, you have to resist the urge to take another quarterback. There's no reason for it. If Patrick Mahomes ends up getting hurt again, your entire draft is screwed because of the positional advantage that you lost. Why would you take Darius Slayton? Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me so much? Yeah, Christian Kirk's the next guy in our ranking, so we'll go Christian Kirk. All right, so we saw Keyshawn Vaughn, Baker Mayfield, Jamison Crowder, Drew Brees, Jonnu Smith, Emmanuel Sanders, and Matt Stafford go. We're 3 picks away. We need to grab another quarterback here. Everyone in the tier 4 dried up. Again, that's fine. I've got my eye on Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones gets sniped for me, then this draft is just complete garbage. But I think he'll fall at this point. This guy has 3 quarterbacks. This guy has 2. This guy only has 1. So that would be my biggest fear right here. If Daniel Jones goes, it's okay. We can still take Ryan Tannehill or Aaron Rodgers. Not truly excited about Aaron Rodgers this year, but he at least gives us a little bit of ceiling upside because he does still have the potential to throw. See, of course, we're just getting sniped every single freaking pick in this draft. So that's just how it goes, I guess. You know what? Screw it. Jared Goff. Jared Goff actually gives you a lot of weekly upside. The last 5 weeks of the season, as you can see, started to come alive, and we really just need a little bit of volatility, a little bit of backup there for Mr. Mahomes. So let's go with Jared Goff. And I'm going to go with the most undersung late round receiver that I really feel like his ADP is going to rise pretty drastically as we get closer to actual drafts. You have to scroll down a good way, so I think people forget about him. But Jalen Reagor, where are you? All right, so that wraps up our draft. We've got Patrick Mahomes and Jared Goff at quarterback. We've got Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb, Jonathan Taylor, Leonard Fournette, and Le'Veon Bell at running back. Tyler Higbee, Hunter Henry, and Evan Ingram at tight end. And then at wide receiver, we've got Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones, Brandon Cooks, Devontae Adams, Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore, and Jalen Reagor, DJ Chark. So confident with the core of receivers. Shouldn't have taken Devontae Adams. Learn from my mistakes. Don't fall into the temptation of taking a wide receiver early. I'm less upset about taking Patrick Mahomes early as I was with taking Devontae Adams. I do think Devontae Adams is going to have a really good year, and I think he honestly has a pretty good shot at taking the wide receiver one title away from Michael Thomas this year just because of how terrible the rest of the targets in Green Bay are. Last year, he was averaging almost as many points per game as Michael Thomas. If it wasn't for the games that he missed because of that turf toe injury, he would have had a much better season. And just got a lot of other high upside with all of our other wide receiver picks. The tight end core actually turned out really nice. Yes, we didn't get any of the top guys in Kittle, Kelsey, or Andrews, but Evan Ingram gives us a lot of upside. Hunter Henry and Tyler Higbee give us a little bit more stability there. At running back, if Dalvin Cook or Nick Chubb go down, we could be in trouble, but I think Leonard Fournette and Le'Veon Bell give us enough floor, and then Jonathan Taylor is our wild card. And then obviously having Patrick Mahomes is really nice. I don't really think Jared Goff is going to be on a roster too many weeks, so I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I would give this draft a C. I'm not incredibly excited about it. Some of the other drafts we've done, I've been way more excited. Got sniped a ton, but we pivoted and kept going. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hit me up in the comment section if you are curious and how to do these drafts. Love to do some with you guys. And check out that link in the description as well. You guys can get a 50% deposit on drafters. Use that referral link and let's do some best ball drafts together. But we'll be posting a ton more content over strategy for the upcoming 2020 season here in the coming weeks. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We will see you guys in the next video.